Have you stopped dreaming? Have you stopped thinking about the things that you want to accomplish, the things you want to acquire, the things that are beyond your wildest imagination? Have you stopped? Oh my goodness. So many people have stopped dreaming. They've stopped believing. And they're looking at things that are going on in life as life is passing them by, as if they're waiting for that perfect bus to come by. They're standing at the bus stop, and all these cars and things are passing them by, zooming past. And unfortunately, there are these puddles, and those cars are going through those puddles and are making them wet. They're not even conscious enough to step back so the water will miss them. They're just allowing that dirty, muddy water to hit them. Is that you? Oh my goodness. So many people have given up. They're looking at life as it's going by and saying, that's not for me. That's for the other person over there. It's not for me. Oh, that's good. That's good for them. Well, you know what? It could be good for you, but you have to continuously believe that it is possible. And I don't mean believe it on the outside with the words that you're saying about what you're going to do, what you want to do. No, I mean, when you say those words, you literally have to believe that it is possible. And when I say that it's possible, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but when it happens, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, because it's going to happen when you least expect it. It's going to happen in a situation that you weren't even thinking about what it is that you had wanted to do. You're just in the mode, you're in the mix of it all. You're doing it, you're doing your thing, and then next thing you know, when you reflect, and it's so important to reflect. That is why being mindful is important, because it gives you those opportunities to reflect on the things that you are experiencing, the things that you're going through, so that you can see the value of those things. And so when you are going through something, it could be a project, an event, it could be an opportunity that came to you and you're in it, and it's something that, listen, I'm so bootleg right now. I apologize. But it could be something that you are doing and you've been doing it for a minute, but you take out that time to reflect. And when you reflect, you're like, wait a minute, hold on. This is something that I always said I wanted to do. This is something that I had dreamed of. This is something that I put on my goals list. And it's happening. It's here. It's right now. But when you put something on your goals, or you have it in your mind of what you want to do, and you're just sitting there waiting for it, but not moving forward, you're going to get stuck like Chuck. You're going to be in that quicksand. You're going to get hit by that muddy water while waiting for the bus. You are, because you're not even going to realize how important it is to stand back, because you don't want to get your clothes all wet and muddy. No, step back. Step back and assess what's going on around you, and recognize those nuggets that have fallen into your lap. And don't just look at them like, why did they fall into my lap? They fell into your lap because that goal, that thing that you dreamt about, that nugget is going to help you get there. It may be people that you meet, it may be information that you receive, it may be places that you'll end up being and going. Those are those nuggets, and so many people take them for granted. Listen, when it comes to your finances and what you want to earn and making your business, you absolutely need to write it down and don't sell yourself short. People are out here doing it. And why not you? You say, why me? I say, why not you? And that's what you should be saying. Why not me? If they can do it, if they can acquire it, so can I. Especially when you see people that have similar backgrounds, experiences, skills as you, especially when you see people that were started out at the same spot as you. Listen, their gifts are their gifts, yes, and your gifts are your gifts, but you can't stop and look and say that's for them and not for me. And you can't expect to get what they got if you don't put any effort into it. You have to put in the work. So, yes, I always say write it down and make it plain. I mean, that's in the Bible, right? But when you do that, you can't just say, "All right, I wrote it down, I made it plain, I prayed for it, I said it was one of my goals," and then sit back with your arms crossed over your chest and say, "So now what? When is it coming?" Because it comes when you least expect it, but it is always right on time. Listen, my goodness. Some of the things that I'm currently doing on my professional side, I had to reflect today. I was looking, I have a beautiful view from my new office, amazing skyline view. And I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? This is what I had been dreaming about for so long. Like, this is where I wanted to be for so long, and doing what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, who I'm doing it for, all of that is coming to pass right now. And I had to acknowledge that. So when you receive your dream, when you receive the goal that you set, when you acquired it, accomplished it, you have to acknowledge it. You have to say, this is what I had hoped for. This is what I had prayed for. This is what I had dreamed about. And it is here, because that becomes your testimony. And that's when you can go out and tell people that get discouraged, people that think that it's over, that it's not for them, that, for whatever reason, same old, it just keeps happening this way for me. You can let them know, listen, this is how it happened for me. There's so many methods to the madness, and there's always more than one way to skin the cat. Those are some old sayings, I know. But you have to first believe in yourself. And some people believe in themselves and it's very artificial, it's very shallow, it's very it has no meat to it, it has no weight to it. And you can tell, it shows, because they may say one thing but act another way. You have to say one thing and act that same way. So if you know that you are worthy, if you know that you are capable, if you know that you deserve to be there to do that, because you are a contributor, because you add value, because you have what it takes. In your mind, you have to believe it, and the words that you say have to say it, and you have to show up like that. But it all has to mesh. It can't be, I'm saying one thing but thinking another way. I'm acting one way but I'm thinking another way. I'm acting one way but saying something different. And that's in any type of situation, personal or professional. In relationships, people will say, "Oh, I love you," but they won't treat you as if they loved you. That's a contradiction. And we know that all day long for our personal lives, the things that we won't accept, because it is a contradiction. It's completely different. It's completely opposite than what you're saying, what you're feeling, whatever. And that's also for your professional life. You don't want your professional life to be set up with contradictions where you're saying one thing and acting another. Y'all, I'm here to tell you, dreams do come true, and I've witnessed it for so many people, because I am a coach and I coach people through it. I've seen people. I was raised by people. I married a person that their dreams have come true. And even as a coach, again, the coach needs to be coached. And I had a dynamic executive coach. And I still periodically I connect with her, and just to make sure, you want to make sure you tweak it a little bit and make adjustments when necessary, because the coach, they have those opportunities too. There's some coaches that start in the little leagues, and that's where they get their grooming, that's where they learn what they need to do to be an effective coach. And then they go into the school system. They are maybe a coach for middle school, high school, then they go on to the collegiate level, because they just keep on sharpening their skills and getting better and better, and they are building up their confidence. They believe in themselves. They know that they're capable. They love the game. They know the sport. and they know how to coach people, but it just gets on higher elevations. It levels up for them as they grow in it, and then they go on the pro level. Well, listen, I'm on the pro level right now. I've been on the pro level for a while, but it just took certain things for me to see it. And I'm here to tell you, this is like part of my testimony, that is possible for everyone. So I know it might be you that's looking at this video and are saying, yeah, right. People say this all the time. It is what it is. Well, listen, if you treat you and what you're capable of like it is what it is, it will be that. And it can be so much more. It's great things in life is not just for one or two people, it's for everyone, but you have to go for it. You have to put one foot in front of the other and go for it. But it has to be authentic. So truly believe it and know, no matter what naysayers may say to you, no matter what people in your past may have put into your mind. So now you have these beliefs of what is not possible because they didn't see it. They didn't know it. We may have been raised by people that just could not see beyond where they were and didn't realize that they were raising greatness that was going to propel even further. And that's what you want from generation to generation. You want it to evolve. So I listen, I sky is the limit for my next generation, which are my three young adults. And that's why sometimes I'll say I'm sitting back just eating popcorn, watching all of this unfold, which is their life, and seeing how it's going to propel even further than where my husband and I had taken them. And that's what you want with your next generations. You want it to always get better and grow. That's intergenerational mobility. We want it all to move generation after generation, expand and grow and move. So if you are in your generation right now and you're still sitting in where your parents were and they were still sitting in at where their parents were, you need to look around, assess the situation and dream bigger. Dare to dream bigger and move that needle forward so that you can propel your family, your generation, your ancestors, your legacy, all of that. You want to evolve it and let it grow. Don't let it sit stagnant in the water. That's where all the mosquitoes are. Stagnant water, what? It attracts some of the worst insects. So you want to make sure that your water is moving, that you are moving and causing that friction, causing that flow. Let all the blessings flow. Y'all, this is day 4 of my 90-day upload video challenge. And I am just so happy to be here with you. Listen, I'm not taking anything for granted. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. This channel right here is about workforce development, career readiness, entrepreneurship, real life, real issues, and real talk. I want you to remember this: practice every day. Practice is so important. And practice is not always just on the court, on the field. It's also in the classroom. Practice is in your mind. Practice is in your body, your soul, your spirit. Practice every day to hone your skills, to get better, to sharpen your skills, to improve, to learn something new, to contribute something new, to do something that's going to add value to who you are and what you can do, so that when the coach looks back on that bench to see who's going to go in the game next, it'll be you that is picked. And when you get out there and it's a last shot of the game, they will pass you the ball. And guess what? Because you practice, you will take that shot and it will go in and you will win. Listen, it's been my pleasure. I will definitely see you tomorrow. All right. And listen, today is Thursday. It's Friday Eve. How can I forget? Today is Friday Eve. So happy Friday Eve to you. Thanks for tuning in. I am Coach Sherry.